Retro Army, you hear me talking once in a while about how I unbox all cars. Expensive cars, cheap cars, that way we get a look at all the cars made eventually maybe, okay? But sometimes I've got to unbox cars that are not my favorite, but there's still a killer car that some of you guys might be a favorite. Like Glenn's a Mustang guy and I'm not a Mustang guy type of thing. This is one of those cars, guys. Definitely haven't opened it before. The funny thing is, I thought that I had opened this. I just checked YouTube. I have not unboxed this car yet. Something unique about it. Let's check it out. So check this out, guys. I've done Torinos before, but I've never done a Torino Cobra like this 71. You know what's funny, guys? I love that loud color. But see up in the corner, it says the Meguires paint. All this time I've seen these cars around at diecast sales and groups, stuff like that. I thought that it was a type of paint on the car or whatever. I thought it was made to replicate whatever, you know what I mean, like they made that Mother's Camaro, for example. It turns out that that is a little paint sample that's up in the corner. I had no idea until I got this close to the box to see it. So this is new to me, guys, and it's proof that I learn new stuff every day when it comes to this stuff. So let's get into it. Whoa, before you get too invested in it, guys, Retro's got to set everything up. Before I do that, well, while I do that, I found an older clip way back when I was at the apartment. It's of this guy. If you remember, this is in Glenn's collection now. 1983 Kenner Talking Kit. Displays perfectly with the modern 1 of 15 scale Diamond Select Toys DeLorean. This guy here. But back years ago, like when I first got sober, I think, I was looking for one of those. Wasn't gonna pay hundreds of dollars. Like you see them for $80 or $100 missing a door, shit like that, right? I see that sitting in the antique mall on the same strip I got my Muhammad Ali autograph, Ottawa Street. $20 price tag on it. I didn't even wait to see if it worked because it was physically very nice condition. Grabbed it, got it home, it didn't work. Jumped on YouTube. Turns out it was a little record player that actually ran the thing in the back. Little record player that ran on a rubber band, and sometimes the rubber band came off the track. Anyway, I got it going again. Check this very old footage out, guys. I pulled this guy out after years of not using it. I don't keep batteries in them for obvious reasons. And it wasn't working. So I had to take it all apart, found some old wiring that had to go. This is a very unique system. Like I said, it's got the record player in the back of it with the little stylus, and it's run off a rubber band and a little motor. So if that goes off the track or whatever. But in my case, it was some wires getting pinched, and then I had to adjust the speed because it was going woo, woo, woo. I got it pretty close. You won't get it perfect because across 6 phrases, one of them will sound perfect, or half of them, but some won't. You won't get it perfect across every single phrase, but that's pretty close. But yeah, I promised guys on YouTube they wanted to see this thing talking, and I didn't do a video of it talking, and I was like, my bad, who wouldn't want to see it talking? So I was going to do it tonight. I pulled it out and it didn't work, but I just had to pull the whole thing apart, and she's working. If you have one of these, pray that you don't have trouble with it because it's a pretty weird system. She's working now, though. Before we get into this, guys, you're not gonna believe what happened to me. I went to Walmart to just get a couple groceries. I was out of Pepsi. Looks like a case of Pepsi, right? The blue cans. Not blue up close. For some reason, it looked blue to me through the plastic, though. Whole case of it, garbage. I hope they exchange it. It's like buying high-test gas with no octane in it. Okay, gonna get gloved up, guys. A couple things to mention while I glove up here. If you didn't notice, it was actually, we had a birthday on January 1st, so I just want to say happy birthday to Max. I said it last video as well, not sure if he's seen it, but just don't want him to miss it. Happy birthday, Max. I texted him today as well. Another thing, the last video of 2024, in case you guys missed it, we did the 12 favorite retro collectibles movie cars of 2024. And we did Retro's top pick of the movie car for 2024. So this was the Retro Collectibles top pick of 2024. Done by G's Diecast. It's the 1 of 18 Boss Hogs Bad Caddy. So congratulations to G's Diecast, Giuliano. That was done over a few weeks, guys, because he had to do it in his spare time with his job, family obligations. That thing was pulled right apart, piece by piece, and sprayed in a paint booth. Like, he went all out for that, and it shows. It wasn't a rush job. The paint's beautiful, so that is a well-deserved win. Anyway, guys, let's get into this. One sec. Okay, guys, so getting into it. Where's our car? Right here. I'm excited about this because you know that I like loud colors. Definitely didn't do this. Now, to correct myself, guys, I said it had a paint sample. It's not. Meguires is like wax, polish, whatever. Definitely didn't do this, though, because I would remember that little sample that's included in there. It's funny, though, because I looked at this in the basement 100 times and said, we've already done that. And then I checked. Nope. 1971 Torino Cobra. The Cobra was a bare bones performance version of the sporty Torino GT. It was a serious muscle car, but was refined to the Torino sports roof styling and a larger redesigned body. A 429 cubic inch Cobra Jet V8 engine. Woof! 429 Cobra Jet was standard on the Cobra. It was standard, wow. And was offered with an optional shaker scoop. A T-handle Hurst shifted 4-speed was standard as well. It was a serious racer, and owning one was certain to gain you instant respect on the drag strip. Now, we have unboxed Torinos before, guys, but you guys remember which ones they were. It was the Starsky and Hutch, and it was the Chrome Chase Starsky and Hutch. And we even had a plain Torino, a non-Torino, or a non-Starsky and Hutch 76 Torino Chrome Chase as well, a 1 of 500. So this is not only an old ERTL American Muscle, but this is part of the 10 years of American Muscle. So this might be one of the ones that has a little bit of extra detail, if you know what I'm saying, or maybe it might not. Because like I mentioned in the previous videos, some have more detailing than others. This is from 2001, so this is an early one. Box is excellent. You could see all the ribs on it. The plastic is getting a little bit brittle, but the cardboard is excellent. By the way, guys, if you get one of these that has a good box, but the plastic is bad, a plastic transplant is totally doable on these cars, guys. We have successfully done them here before. And this person, whoever owned this before, it's been opened before, but they resealed it. So we're going to have to get the Retro Collectibles knife. So give me a second. Guys, I'm with Royal Bank, by the way. Normally they're a great bank, but they were a pain in the butt today. I spent over an hour on the phone with them. So an insurance payment was coming out of my account today, so I transferred money out of one account into the other account to make sure that it was covered and nothing bounced. It was supposed to come out yesterday. I check on my bank account today to make sure everything's all right with it. And I see that I was charged for 2 different things via Visa debit. I didn't buy anything with the Visa debit, and if I did, I wouldn't be charging it out of an account that I know that my insurance payment, like I wouldn't put money in for my insurance payment and then spend it. That's just dumb, right? So that was going to make my account bounce. So I got on the phone immediately with the bank. The problem was, right before I called the bank, my doctor's office calls and says, "Oh, Neil, you remember you have an appointment for your needle at 2 p.m., right? And it's 1:50. So I had to call the bank while I was going to my doctor's appointment, okay? My doctor's appointment, downtown Hamilton, 25-minute drive. I'm in Stony Creek. I was on the phone, guys, from the house here all the way to my appointment. I waited in the waiting room, went in, got my needle, left the appointment, and got halfway home before that was all done with. The first person I talked to, there was no language barrier, but the person was completely incoherent, guys. I cannot explain it. I don't know. It's like they just woke up. They were just confused. They didn't sound drunk. It was like they just woke up almost. That thing pops. But yeah, they were just in a state of confusion. I explained it 4 different times to her. And then finally I said, "You know what? I'm not trying to be rude. Can I speak to somebody else?" I said, "I don't think you understand what's going on here." Because she was saying stuff that made no sense. Give me a sec, guys. Just wanted to give the lens a little wipe. So she transfers me through to somebody else. And I get through to that person. And that person puts me through to, I guess, the fraud department. And I'm explaining it and going back and forth with each person. One sec, guys. Got to get the screwdriver. Screwdriver was right in front of Glenn. We got lucky. So they put me through to the fraud department. So finally, and it's old school. 2001, guys. We got to switch to flathead. The older ones had flatheads. So if you get a car with a flathead, it's either a real old ERTL or somebody switched them at some point. But usually most of the old ones have flathead. So anyway, the fraud department, I explain it all to them, and they say, "Okay, well, let me see where these charges are from." I said, "Okay." "They're from Apple." I said, "Yeah, I know." Because in my mind, I'm thinking, because what happened about a month ago, I got charged for Amazon Prime that I did not want, order, or pay for, and they had to refund me. It was like $20-some or whatever, and it was a big pain in the butt. So I thought it was something to do with an app. I said, "Yeah, I know." "Oh, well, okay, well, did you call Apple?" "Call Apple." "Well, yeah, did you call them and see what's going on, blah, blah, blah?" And then I decided to be sarcastic. I said, "Okay, I can call them. Who should I call at Apple? I know Steve Jobs is no longer with us." I said, who should I at? Like, Apple guys? Like, who the hell do I call? You can't call an Apple store. They're going to think I'm on drugs. You know what I mean? I don't know that Apple has a phone number to call them. You know what I mean? Like, it's a pretty big, I don't know. So I'm going to look into it to see if I could even call Apple about this. But at first they were trying to say, "Oh, it's your Apple account. I'm not closing my Apple account, dude. That's my cell phone." If anything, like I said, it's an app somehow ended up doing something with it. Like, it's not the whole phone, you know what I mean? But yeah, just people that didn't know what they were talking about. I was on the phone over an hour. Man, was I mad by the time I got off the phone. I'm lucky I didn't get myself in trouble with my mouth. Because I was pretty angry. The first lady, like I said, I started getting agitated. I could feel it. And I ended up asking her after explaining it 4 times. And she still wasn't, like, to me it was simple. And it's funny because I explained it to my friend Amber right after I hung up the phone. Amber doesn't work at the bank, but she's a pretty smart cookie. And I explained it to her and she understood right away as soon as I told her what was happening. Right away, like she didn't even question it. Oh, okay, so there's something took money out of your account and it's gonna make your insurance bounce, you know what I mean? But yeah, the bank, the first lady just couldn't, and like I said, it was not a language barrier. She had a slight French Canadian accent, I would say, if anything, but it 100% was not, like, it was barely an accent. So that's why I'm saying it was not a regular language barrier. And this has 1 screw. Okay, this had 1 screw that was not coming out, but it came out. And I think this thing's gonna be gorgeous, guys. This might be one. No, I told Glenn earlier, normally I'm not into this year of Torino. I like the Starsky and Hutch one. It's kind of like the Mustangs. I like Eleanor, right? But this one here, it looks like it's gonna pop. I love loud colors, you guys know that. Well, first let's have a look at, so it gives you a sample. And like I said, guys, correction from earlier, because it's not paint. It's actually a sample of their polish. And interesting enough, it's not all hard. It's still good. It feels like the way you bought it. It feels like ketchup. You feel that, Glenn? It didn't get all hard or anything from 2001. You could still use that probably. And it's liquid car wax. So they might even be encouraging you to use it on this. Because believe it or not, guys, there's a lot of old school collectors. The first time I heard of this was in the Canadian 1 of 18 scale group. There's guys that actually polish and wax their die-cast cars once a year. And they come out great. They do it as if it's a full-size car. I thought that they did a good job on this, guys, because I thought that trunk was going to open. I said, wow, an ERTL that has an opening trunk from the early era. And no, it looks like it's going to, but it doesn't. But I think I'm going to like this car, guys. So I don't see any... There's a tiny bit of paint rash, guys. Like, I'm talking... Yeah, I'm talking a tiny bit. See if I could show you guys. Right below the windowsill here. I don't even know that, okay. I don't even know that the camera will pick it up. Oh yeah, right there, those little specks. Tiny bit though, like barely anything, okay? And before I let you guys go, just a little lesson before you guys buy used die-cast cars. Something that I learned myself, that Glenn has learned along the way, and my friend Stretch learned as well in a recent deal. So I'm going to tell you guys about that. Now I'm a Mopar guy, guys. I know nothing about this car, but it looks good. Anything on the bottom? No weird numbers or anything on the bottom. It is the ERTL casting. And I'm wondering that little thing, like I said, if it's encouraging you to wax or polish the car. Because like I said, a lot of guys are. No, trunk doesn't open, so you guys know what we're going to do with this guy. Oh, a door opens like butter, Glenn. Auto art butter almost. I call it auto art butter when the doors open really nice. Because the door's on my auto art bullet. Ooh. Okay, so the inside, hard to tell from over here. You might need a chrome paint pen for that door though. I don't see any chrome accents on the door. Yeah, could use a little bit more chrome, guys. I'm not gonna lie. The inside is a little bit misto-y. And again, not knocking misto because I love them, but should be a little bit chrome in there. Maybe the car didn't have chrome accents inside, but I think it should have, you know, just a chrome window crank, stuff like that. But you know what the important part is, guys. Oh, those turn nice. So you ready? I'm gonna let you guys see it before I see it. Can you see it? I'm moving it all around. I cannot see a thing, guys, so I'll see it. Oh yeah, you guys could see it. Now I can see it. So that is that big block Cobra jet, guys. When I was growing up in the Sioux, it was 1999. The guy I was getting my weed from, he's deceased now, but it was a guy by the name, I'll give his name because he's passed away now. The guy's name was Jamie Bailey. And he had a blue Ford truck that was the same body style as the old school green light Bigfoot that's in front of me. You can't see it here, but it's the same body style as that. And he had a 429 Cobra jet in that. And when he would pull into my friend's driveway to see me, you would hear him coming up the street, like it would rumble. Like that thing had a rumble, and it was a Cobra, one of these Cobra jet motors. It had a rumble, guys, like you guys wouldn't believe. And he had it in a blue truck, and it was done up old school. Like it had wide tires on the back, and the back was raised a bit. Yeah, it was nice, really nice. And that was that 429 Cobra jet. Wow. So, oh, it is a little bit wired too. Okay, so I was going to say not exactly plumbed and wired. It is a little bit wired. If you were a G's diecast or somebody with model ability, a little bit of model paint, you could add a little bit more to that engine bay and a little bit more to the interior and make this thing really pop. But I think in pictures, it's gonna pop. I think it's gonna sit nice. And this is from 2001, guys. And again, I'm impressed that this is not dried out. Feels like ketchup in there. So let's go have a look at this bad boy. Actually, I'm going to show you guys. It was a choice quickly before we go to look-see set. It was a choice between that Torino and this guy here. They are almost the same car, only it was a 71 that we just did. And this one has the heavyweight 429, it says, I believe. Yeah, heavyweight 429. And this one, ooh, Glenn, this one's got some paint rash. I could see it on the hood and on the roof. See that, guys? You could see it right through the plastic. So next video, we got a car that we could show you some paint rash. But don't worry, Glenn, it's not like you have to really look at it to see it, thankfully. Okay, guys, so let's go up to the look-see set and have a look at this guy. I think it's gonna pop, but let's see. Okay, I got to admit something to you guys. This is something that I kind of became a fan of after it came out of the box. Not gonna lie to you, it's not my favorite car on the planet, but I actually like it now. Like if I seen one of these in the box for a good price in this loud ass green color, I would snap it up. Whereas before, I wasn't into them at all. Over on the look-see set, the home of no shaky. Trying to get you guys some interior shots. But see what I mean, guys? If they just had a little bit of extra silver chrome detail in there, like maybe do the little button thingy on the glove box type thing, just little stuff like that. But that's stuff you could do on your own pretty easy as well. Maybe do the ignition part where the keys go in. Little stuff. See guys, it's not horrible. I've seen worse. At least you could see the numbers on the speedometer. But just a little bit of extra silver, you know what I'm saying? Like look at that crank on the window, for the window on the door to the left. Over here. See that guy? Do a little bit of chrome on that. It's like in the factory, the little guy that sits with the brush that puts the little silver stuff on, the little silver highlights was on his lunch. And they just let the car go through anyway. Hola, Levato. See, it does have, it wants to be detailed, like it's even got these flexible, you know what I mean? Like it's got some wiring, some plumbing, but could use a little bit more, like maybe do the terminals on the battery. Don't get me wrong, guys, I've seen far worse than that though. I just think it's got the potential to be an awesome car. Like it looks great if they just went a little bit further, you know what I'm saying? The exterior of it though, I think is gonna look awesome. So why don't we have a look? Now let's see, it's easy to talk. Let's see if this thing can walk the walk. Talking about this free sample of the Meguires bullshit. Let's see if it even deserves the Meguires bullshit. Okay? Let's have a look at it in some pictures here. Okay? Welcome to Retro Collectible Glamour Shot with your host, Retro Collectible. On the real, guys, this is a lot nicer than I thought out of the box, and it pops in pictures. I figured with the color and just the way it's sat, the interior can use a bit more though, guys. See what I'm saying up close? Look at that. Just a little bit more. The engine bay is not horrible. Can just use a touch more detail. Look at that though in a picture, guys. It was hard to choose the money shot. Here comes the money. Boom!
Retro Collectibles, you almost made it a whole video without me. You bullshitting again. That car isn't even green, it's blue. I'm calling you out for bullshitting again. Retro. No wonder why the Centennial Night Scalper slapped you up
again.
in the store.
I don't care
the other
about
night.
joking around on the channel, dude. But if you're trying to cause real drama, you're gone. Bringing up HDA in the last video, and you're bringing up Centennial Night Scalper. I don't care about joking around. Don't bring that shit up on here again.
Hey, Retro Maniacs, I'll be back Friday. Not trying to pour gas on the fire, Retro, but you agreed out of kindness to stop posting images of the Night Scalper. Nothing about mentioning this person. Again, not trying to encourage you.
You're right, Joe, and it's okay to have fun. I just don't want any drama on this channel in 2025. So I'm just trying to avoid it. That's all it is.
Okay, Retro, picture this. ODA and HDA in a huge gang fight, weapons and all, Warriors movie style. No holds barred.
You're
Who
an
should
idiot,
I bet my
dude.
money on?
But if you want an answer, bet everything you have and your house and your family's houses on ODA. Quite the imagination, some of these guys, eh guys? A Warriors-style gang fight between Facebook groups. Wow. Off topic, but I had him out today for some photos. He takes nice ones too. And to recap, the winner of the best 1 of 18 scale movie car of 2024, Retro's Choice, Boss Hogg's Bad Caddy by G's Diecast. Talk about glamour shots. That thing takes some nice pictures. Woo! Anyway, guys, thank you all once again for tuning in. You know what I'm going to say, the same old rigmarole. Give this guy a smash for me. Keeps me motivated, keeps my videos getting out to other collectors, and keeps things on the up and up. And while you're at it, make sure you click on the bell notification. That way you're getting my most recent videos. And always, guys, the most important thing, stay safe and happy hunting. Keep grinding.